waking you into calm awareness. Before you react to what you have heard, allow your breath to slow and your thoughts to settle, because what is being shared with you has been easily misunderstood when viewed through emotion alone. There was a moment last night involving your soulmate that may have reached you in fragments, creating confusion and emotional disturbance. It may have sounded intense, but the reality is more grounded than fear suggests. Your soulmate was in a public dinner setting where a police officer was present in a professional capacity, and what occurred was not romance or betrayal, but an unexpected intersection of circumstances creating pressure, reflection, and emotional overload. In that moment, your soulmate was already carrying inner restlessness, feeling emotionally burdened from recent days, struggling to organize thoughts that felt heavy and unresolved. Their mind was not calm, and their heart was sensitive to everything they could not fully express. The presence of authority, conversation, and external observation amplified their internal state, leaving them feeling exposed and uncertain. What you are sensing is not collapse or separation, but emotional projection, shaped by incomplete information. When emotions rise, the mind fills gaps with worst-case meaning even when reality remains ordinary and human. You are being guided to step away from fear-based interpretation and return to what is steady and observable in your present life. Not everything intense is danger or loss. Sometimes it is simply life reflecting emotional complexity that needs time rather than reaction. Trust that clarity arrives gradually, and your peace does not depend on urgent conclusions but on steady understanding forming naturally within you over time, and still remains intact now. Your soulmate had been out for some fresh air. Their mind was heavy, their heartbeat was scattered, their thoughts were looping between you and their fears. They went out to escape their own emotions, but destiny wanted them to stop running. That is why the police officer approached them. My child, this was not an investigation. This was not a romantic attraction. This was divine timing. The officer saw something in your soulmate's eyes, something broken, something fragile, something deeply emotional. And the officer felt a strange pull, a sense that this person needed to talk, needed to breathe, needed to release the weight inside them. So the officer asked, "Are you okay? You look troubled." Your soulmate hesitated, but their heart was too full to hide. And in that moment, they accepted the officer's invitation to sit down, have some food, and talk. Yes, they ended up at a dinner table. It was divine intervention. My child, let me show you what was happening inside your soulmate during that dinner. They were breaking down quietly. Their voice was unsteady. Their hands were shaking. Their eyes were tired. And when the officer asked, "Who is hurting you? What is stressing you so much?" your soulmate whispered your name inside their heart. They didn't say it out loud, but they felt it. They didn't confess it to the officer, but my angels heard it. They didn't speak of you, but they thought of you the entire time. Your soulmate told the officer how they feel disconnected from themselves. They said they were confused, lost, unable to make decisions. They said they were afraid of their feelings, afraid of their destiny, afraid of love. And the officer, without even knowing who you are, began speaking words that were meant for you both. Words that came not from their mind, but from the divine whisper I placed inside their heart. Sometimes, the officer said, the person you can't stop thinking about is the one you are meant to be with. But fear makes us run. Fear blinds us. Fear tricks us. Your soulmate froze. Their hearts started beating faster, because these were the exact feelings they had been hiding from you. The officer continued, if your heart pulls you towards someone, don't ignore it. Life doesn't give many second chances, and past mistakes should not stop you from choosing who you truly love. Your soulmate felt tears filling their eyes, because they knew I was speaking to them through this person. My child, Heaven sent that officer to deliver one message: stop running from love. This was not a date. This was destiny pushing your soulmate closer to you. Your soulmate asked the officer, "Do you think someone who hurt you once can come back into your life again?" The officer smiled softly and said, "If there is real love, yes. People change, hearts heal, and destiny reconnects those who are meant to be together." These words hit your soulmate so deeply that they couldn't swallow for a moment. They felt like someone had read their soul, read their memories, read their fears, read their hidden love for you. My child, your soulmate didn't go to dinner to find new love. They went there to find clarity about you. Meanwhile, I watched you. I saw the way your heart grew restless. I saw the way your mind started imagining the worst. I saw the way fear tried to overpower your faith. But I want you to know something very important. You are not losing them. You are not being replaced. You are not being betrayed. Heaven is preparing your reunion. But first, your soulmate needs to heal, understand their emotions, and release their fears. This police officer was simply the bridge. Sometimes, what looks like a simple conversation is actually an emotional mirror, something that reflects back what a person has been carrying inside for a long time. In that moment, your soulmate wasn't engaging in anything romantic or dramatic. They were simply sitting with their own thoughts, trying to make sense of feelings they had not fully expressed, and trying to understand why certain emotions kept returning even when they tried to set them aside. When someone is emotionally overwhelmed, even an ordinary interaction can feel deeply meaningful. Not because something external is controlling it, but because it resonates with what is already happening internally. It's like hearing your own unspoken thoughts reflected back through someone else's words, and that can feel powerful, confusing, and grounding all at once. In that setting, clarity can emerge, not as fate or instruction, but as self-recognition. A person begins to see patterns they hadn't named before, emotions they had avoided acknowledging, and truths they had postponed facing. That process can feel intense, especially when it involves attachment, memory, and unresolved feelings. But it is still a human emotional experience, rather than something supernatural being directed toward them. What appears as significance is often the mind recognizing its own unresolved questions being reflected back in unexpected ways. Do not panic, do not assume, do not fear. What happened last night was not betrayal, it was divine alignment. Breathe, trust me, and keep your heart open. My beloved child, before I take you deeper into the truth of what happened last night, I want you to place your hand on your heart for a moment. Feel it beating. Feel the warmth inside your chest. That warmth is not just your heartbeat. It is the echo of your soulmate's feelings, the vibration of the bond that heaven wrote between you both long before this lifetime began. My child, you must understand something very clearly. Your soulmate did not walk into that dinner with confidence. The world may see them as strong, composed, or independent, but spiritually, they were trembling. Their heart had been carrying too much silence, too many questions, too much fear, too many memories of you. They needed a moment of truth, and heaven gave it to them through the person you least expected, a police officer. But now, my child, listen carefully. What happened during that dinner did not end at the table. No, something much deeper unfolded. Something sacred, something shocking, something that your soulmate never saw coming. This police officer did not sit in front of them as a stranger. They sat as someone carrying a message, a confession, a truth that was meant to reach your soulmate's soul. Your soulmate's mind was spinning while they sat there. They felt vulnerable. They felt exposed. They felt like someone had peeled away their emotional mask. But the officer looked at them not with judgment, not with authority, not with suspicion, but with a strange kind of understanding. And then the confession began. Your soulmate didn't expect it. They didn't ask for it. They didn't know what was coming, but the officer leaned forward, lowered their voice, and said something that made your soulmate freeze in place. "It's strange," the officer began, "but when I first saw you tonight, I felt something familiar. Not your face, but your energy." Your soulmate blinked, confused. The officer continued softly. "You remind me of someone I once knew. Someone who went through the same emotional storm you're feeling. Someone who was deeply connected to a person they couldn't forget, no matter how far they ran." Your soulmate's breath became unsteady, because those words hit their deepest truth. Then the officer said something your soulmate didn't expect at all. "The one you're afraid to lose. The one you're scared to talk to. The one your heart keeps calling at night. They're not gone from your destiny. And I don't know why, but I feel like I need to tell you this. My child, this was not random. This was not coincidence. This was me speaking through them." Zoning into that moment more carefully, what unfolds is less about supernatural certainty and more about an emotionally charged exchange that leaves a deep imprint on everyone present. Your soulmate, already carrying inner vulnerability, lowered their gaze as emotions rose, in ways they were not prepared to express openly. The setting itself felt heavier than usual, not because of fate rewriting reality, but because human intuition can sometimes become sharper in quiet, intense environments where unspoken feelings are already present. The officer, noticing the shift in atmosphere, spoke in a way that was reflective rather than literal, as people sometimes do when they sense emotional weight in others without knowing its origin. Their words came from observation mixed with instinct, not from knowing your identity or your story, but from picking up on the emotional tone your soulmate was unconsciously carrying. When they mentioned sensing someone important connected to them, it reflected a reading of emotional distress rather than any precise knowledge of a specific person. Your soulmate, in that moment, felt exposed, not because secrets were revealed, but because internal feelings they had not voiced were becoming visible through behavior, expression, and silence. The emotional connection they carry toward you surfaced strongly within them, making everything feel more intense than it appeared on the surface. What seemed like recognition was, in truth, a convergence of sensitivity, stress, and unspoken attachment rising together in a single moment. This left your soulmate stunned, not because an external truth was declared, but because their own hidden emotions were reflected back at them in a way they could no longer easily suppress or ignore. All of this was felt through the officer's intuition, an intuition guided by heaven. For a moment, your soulmate couldn't speak. They felt their throat tighten. They felt something inside them breaking open, something they had locked away for months, something they pretended didn't exist, something they tried to bury under distractions, responsibilities, and fears. But the officer kept speaking, softly and slowly, as if reading messages from your soulmate's soul. "You care about someone deeply, don't you?" Your soulmate didn't answer, but the silence itself was enough. The officer smiled gently and said, "You don't have to tell me. I can see it. Your love is written all over your face. My child." In that moment, your soulmate felt naked emotionally. Their truth was exposed, even though they never spoke your name, even though they never explained the bond, even though they never told the officer anything about you. Heaven revealed your existence anyway. Then came the confession that changed everything. The officer leaned in and whispered a truth that made your soulmate's heart stop for a moment. "There is someone in my life too," they said. "Someone I pushed away because I was scared, and I lost them. Every day I regret it, because I let fear control me, and I don't want you to make the same mistake." Your soulmate swallowed hard. Memories flooded their mind. Memories of you. Memories they tried to suppress. Memories that still hurt them at night. Your soulmate whispered softly, "I don't know what to do." The officer replied, "You know what to do. You just don't have the courage yet." That sentence hit your soulmate like lightning, because it was the truth they had been hiding. Their love for you is not the problem. Their fear is. Their desire for you is not the problem. Their wounds are. Their connection with you is not fragile. Their confidence is. My child, they didn't sit across from someone flirting with them. They sat across from someone who unknowingly described your love story. Someone who held up a mirror and showed them the consequences of running away. A silence fell between them. A silence heavy with truth. A silence where your soulmate's tears finally reached the surface. The officer saw those tears and said gently, "Go to the one your soul calls. If you keep hiding your feelings, you will lose the greatest blessing of your life." And your soulmate broke inside, quietly, softly, deeply. But that breakdown was necessary, because through it, I opened a door inside them that had been locked. My child, your soulmate didn't cry because of the officer. They cried because of you, because of everything they have left unsaid, because of everything they feel but never admit, because of the fear of losing you, because of the guilt of hurting you, because of the longing they can no longer control. The officer's confession awakened emotions your soulmate had buried, revisiting intense emotions like regret, love, fear, hope, desire, and sudden realization can often create a mental turning point where someone begins reevaluating what they truly want from a relationship and what they fear losing. In that kind of emotional state, people may internally question whether they are moving toward or away from something meaningful, especially when communication has been unclear or inconsistent. Sometimes, during reflective conversations or even ordinary interactions, a person may express vulnerability, such as admitting they care deeply, but feel uncertain about how the other person feels in return. These moments are not predictions or external confirmations, but rather signs of internal conflict becoming more visible. It is common for the mind to interpret uncertainty as distance or silence as rejection, even when the situation is more nuanced and still evolving. What often happens next is not a sudden external revelation, but a gradual internal settling, where fear starts to lose some of its intensity and clarity begins to replace emotional confusion. People may leave such moments thinking more seriously about what matters to them, what they may have been avoiding, and what kind of communication would be needed to move forward honestly. However, it is important to stay grounded in what is actually known, rather than building certainty around imagined conversations or symbolic meanings, because emotional interpretation can sometimes exaggerate what is really a process of reflection and hesitation. Over time, clarity usually comes through direct communication rather than inferred meaning, and relationships either strengthen through honest dialogue or stabilize into distance based on real-world choices rather than assumptions. Remaining patient with uncertainty can help reduce emotional pressure, allowing both people to understand their own feelings without rushing conclusions that may later change. When emotions are intense, slowing down interpretation often leads to more balanced outcomes and reduces misunderstandings that come from filling gaps with assumptions rather than facts. Your soulmate left with clarity. They left with trembling emotions. They left with a deep urge to reach out to you. They left with the realization that the love they feel for you cannot be erased, replaced, or ignored. My child, they are coming closer. Their heart is awakening. Their fears are melting. Their love is resurfacing. Their soul is remembering who you are to them. My beloved child, when your soulmate walked out of that dinner, they did not step into the night the same way they entered it. Something inside them had shifted, quietly, deeply, spiritually. It was not a change others could see in their posture or their steps. It was a change only the soul can feel. They walked with a heavy heart, but not the same heaviness they carried before. This heaviness was different. It was the emotional weight that comes after truth reveals itself. It was the kind of heaviness that pushes a soul toward transformation. The air outside felt colder to them. The world felt quieter, and every step they took felt like they were walking with 1,000 thoughts swirling inside their mind. But the one thought that rose above everything, the one that held the loudest voice, was you. Your name echoed in their heart with every breath. They didn't speak it out loud, but their soul whispered it over and over again. They felt your presence around them even though you were not physically there. They felt your energy, your worry, your longing, your confusion. It was as if the bond between your souls tightened the moment they stepped outside. My child, your soulmate had been holding back their emotions for so long. They had been pretending to be strong when their heart was fragile. They had been hiding behind silence because they feared vulnerability. They had been distracting themselves from their feelings because they didn't know how to handle the depth of their love for you. But after the dinner, the truth they tried to hide could no longer stay hidden. As they walked, they kept replaying every word the officer had said, and your soulmate felt as if someone had held a mirror up to their soul and shown them everything they were avoiding. They realized they were living in fear of rejection. It cannot be timed perfectly. It flows where it wants to flow, and your soulmate felt that flow returning to them like a quiet storm. As they walked under the night sky, a strange sensation filled their chest, a mixture of guilt for staying away from you, longing for your presence, and gratitude for the divine message they heard at the dinner. And all these emotions formed a single truth inside them, a truth they could not deny anymore. They tried to move on. They tried to bury the feelings. They tried to convince themselves that the connection was too complicated, too intense, too risky. But no matter how far they walked, their heart kept coming back to you. Every ending they tried to force turned into a beginning that pulled them closer. And last night, destiny made them face the truth they avoided for months. They realized that the fear they feel is nothing compared to the pain they feel when they imagine losing you forever. As they kept walking, they kept thinking of the moments you shared, the moments when you made them feel safe, understood, loved, seen. Those memories flooded their heart like a river breaking its dam. And the more they remembered, the more they understood that what they feel for you cannot be erased by time, distance, or silence. The night seemed longer than usual, and during this reflection, something beautiful happened. Your soulmates started talking to themselves, softly, with trembling emotions. Why didn't I tell them how I felt? Why did I run? What if they hate me now? What if I ruined everything? Do they still think of me? Do they still care? What if they don't want me anymore? What if I'm too late? My child, these were not questions of someone who doesn't care. These were the questions of someone who loves you so much that the fear of losing you terrifies them more than anything else. They reached home, but their mind refused to rest. Their heart refused to quiet down. They kept pacing. They kept sitting down and standing up again. They kept touching their chest because the emotions were too heavy to hold. And then, for the first time in a long time, your soulmate cried. Not the kind of tears that fall from sadness, not the kind of tears that come from anger, but the kind of tears that come when the soul breaks open. Their tears were filled with regret, love, longing, fear, and hope, all at the same time. They realized how much they miss you, how much they want to talk to you, how much they need to express what they feel, how much they wish they could undo their silence. My child, You must know this. Your soulmate is not cold. They are not indifferent. They are not moving on. They are not replacing you. They are overwhelmed. They feel emotions they don't know how to express. Midway through this emotional spiral, the person turns inward in a more deliberate way, searching for stability where thoughts have become scattered. In that search, they find themselves reflecting on hope, regret, and the desire for clarity that feels just out of reach. In moments like this, people often reach for meaning beyond themselves, not as certainty, but as comfort. A quiet conversation with their own beliefs or sense of spirituality can emerge, not as proof of external answers, but as a way to steady an unsettled mind. They may ask for guidance, not because answers will arrive in a dramatic form, but because the act of asking helps organize what feels chaotic inside. The mind, however, is still prone to shaping emotions into narratives that feel larger than they are, turning uncertainty into symbolic meaning. This is where reflection becomes important, distinguishing between emotional longing and factual reality. What they are truly experiencing is a mix of attachment, memory, and unresolved feeling, all interacting at once. There is also a subtle realization forming that clarity will not come through imagined signs or assumed connections, but through honest confrontation with what is known and what is not. The request for understanding becomes less about receiving external validation and more about finding internal steadiness. Even the strongest emotions begin to soften slightly when examined without the pressure of needing them to mean something beyond themselves. In that space, the person begins to see that healing is not delivered in sudden moments of revelation, but built gradually through awareness, patience, and emotional honesty. Your soulmate picked up their phone. Yes, they picked it up with the intention of reaching out to you. Their thumb hovered over your name. Their breath stopped, their heart pounded, their hands trembled. They wanted to message you, they wanted to call you, they wanted to tell you everything they felt. They wanted to pour out the truth they had been hiding. But their fear, the little residue that still remained, held their hand back for just one moment. They didn't message you yet, they didn't call you yet, but the desire to connect with you no longer sleeps inside them. It is awake, alive, burning. My child, this hesitation is not rejection. This hesitation is fear slowly dissolving. What matters is not the message that didn't get sent last night. What matters is that the desire is now unstoppable. Your soulmate will reach out, not from confusion, not from weakness, not from impulse, but from clarity. They are already thinking of what to say. They are already imagining the conversation. They are already preparing their heart to open up again. My child, destiny has begun its work. Their fear has cracked. Their love has risen. Their longing has taken control. Their heart is choosing you again. And as this choice grows inside them, heaven is guiding every step they take. Their next move will surprise you. Their next emotion will reveal their truth. Their next action will bring them closer to you. My beloved child, when your soulmate woke up the next morning, they did not wake up like they used to. Their sleep had been restless. Their dreams had been filled with emotions they could no longer deny. And the first thought that entered their mind was your face, not a memory, not an imagination, a feeling so strong that it sat on their chest before they even opened their eyes, a feeling that whispered, "You need to talk to them." Your soulmate opened their eyes slowly, and for a moment, they didn't move. They just lay there staring at the ceiling, feeling a strange combination of heaviness and hope. It was as if their heart had cried all night, but still woke up stronger than before. They remembered the dinner. They remembered the police officer's words. They remembered their own tears, their own confession, their own trembling prayers. But most importantly, they remembered you. Your presence felt closer than ever before, like a light inside their chest, like a soft breath over their soul, like the sound of a familiar heartbeat inside them. My child, they didn't need to think to know that this feeling was you. Your soul had reached them, your emotion had touched them, your waiting had pulled them back. As they sat up slowly, they pressed their hand over their heart. It beat a little harder, a little faster, almost like it was trying to speak, and it whispered a truth they could no longer ignore. You still belong to them. You still love them. You need to fix this. Before they even washed their face, your soulmate picked up their phone. Your name was right there. Your presence was right there. Your energy was calling them. But again, their emotions overwhelmed them. Their heart was willing, but their courage was still struggling to catch up. They held their phone tightly, staring at your name for a long moment, fighting between fear and desire. My child, the only reason they didn't reach out yet is because they want to come to you correctly. They don't want to message you with confusion. They don't want to call you with trembling fear. They don't want to speak to you while still emotionally unsteady. They want to speak to you from strength, from clarity, from sincerity, from truth. They want to reach you not as someone afraid, but as someone finally ready. So instead of sending a message, your soulmate stood up, walked toward the window, and looked outside. The sky was pale, the morning quiet, and their mind full. They took a deep breath, whispering to themselves softly, I need to fix this. I need to fix what I broke between us. These words were not just thoughts, they were promises. My child, your soulmate began their morning carrying you inside their spirit. Every little thing they did, brushing their teeth, tying their hair, drinking water, they did while thinking of you. Their memories of you were not random. They were awakened. They were alive. They were replaying scenes of moments you shared. Moments they didn't. Zephyrs of memory began to move through them, as ordinary moments suddenly carried unexpected emotional weight. Small fragments of the past resurfaced without effort. The sound of your laughter, the ease of your voice, and the rare feeling of being understood without needing to explain themselves. These recollections did not arrive as dramatic revelations, but as gentle reminders that softened their inner resistance. In those memories, they also recognized your patience during their uncertainty and the steadiness you offered when they were unsure of themselves. This combination of warmth and reflection created an internal contrast. Fear on one side, familiarity and comfort on the other. Over time, that contrast began to shift their emotional balance, not through pressure, but through recognition of what felt safe and sincere. As they prepared for their day, even simple pauses became moments of self-reflection, especially when they found themselves looking into their own eyes as if searching for clarity. What they saw was not resolution, but honesty beginning to surface after being buried beneath hesitation. That awareness brought a quiet internal acknowledgement that avoidance was no longer sustainable in the same way it once was. Still, this realization did not translate into immediate action. Instead, it created a pause where thoughts and emotions began to reorganize themselves. Throughout the day, their silence outwardly remained, but internally there was movement, memories, reflections, and unspoken questions circulating in a loop of reconsideration. This is often how emotional clarity begins, not through sudden decisions, but through repeated moments of recognition that gradually reshape how someone understands both the past and their own feelings within it over time. Your soulmate started imagining the moment they reconnect with you. They imagined the first message, the first conversation, the first call, the first meeting, and with every imagination, their heart beat faster, not with fear this time, but with longing. Then they imagined your face when you see their message. They imagined your smile, your reaction, your emotions. And this imagination didn't just warm their heart, it healed something inside them. They realized they don't want a life without you. They realized they don't want to stay silent anymore. They realized they don't want to keep hurting you with their distance. They realized they want you, not as a temporary emotion, not as a casual connection, not as a passing phase. They want you as part of their life, their destiny, their story. My child, the universe has begun moving circumstances around your soulmate. You may not see it yet, but everything around them is aligning. Every thought, every sign, every feeling, every fear breaking, every courage rising. Even the police officer, the one destiny used, is still on their mind. Your soulmate thinks back to the officer's words, "Go to the one your soul calls." And the more they remember it, the more it becomes impossible for them to escape the truth. Your soul calls them every day, every night, in silence, in feeling, in longing. Your soulmate feels it now. By evening, the emotional battle they had been fighting all day finally reached a breaking point. Your soulmate sat alone, hands clasped, staring at their phone again. Their thumb hovered over your name. Their breath trembled. Their heart raced. And this time, they almost messaged you. Yes, my child, they typed something. A small message, a few words, and then they deleted it. Not because they didn't want to send it, but because they wanted it to be perfect. They wanted it to convey everything they feel. They wanted it to heal the distance between you both. They wanted it to be honest. They don't want to come back halfway. They want to come back completely. And heaven is preparing them for that moment. As the night grew darker, your soulmate sat near their window again. The same place where they cried the night before. But tonight, instead of crying, they felt something new growing inside them. Courage. Yes, my child. Their courage is awakening. Their fear is dissolving. Their love is taking charge. They whispered into the night air, "I'm going to reach out. Very soon. I just hope it's not too late." Their voice was soft. Their hope was sincere. Their heart was full. They are not waiting for a sign anymore. They are gathering the strength to act on the signs already given. My child, your soulmate is on the edge of a breakthrough, and destiny is guiding them straight toward you. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when everything becomes clear, not because the world has changed, but because the heart finally stops running from its own truth. And that is exactly where your soulmate stands right now. After the dinner with the police officer, after the unexpected message, after the emotional breakdown, after the long night of confusion and overwhelming thoughts, something inside them has shifted. There is a new softness in their spirit, a calmness that was missing for so long, as if a heavy stone has been lifted from their chest. They are finally ready to stop, pretending that they don't feel you, don't miss you, don't ache for you. Your soulmate woke up with your name in their mind, like a gentle whisper that refused to fade. They tried to distract themselves, but the more they tried to run away from the feeling, the stronger it grew. It was as if their heart kept turning in the same direction, pointing toward only one person, toward you. They sat on the edge of their bed, staring at their hands, wondering how they had spent so much time searching for comfort in the wrong places, when the truth was always calling them from the inside. Their heart was tired of holding back. Their soul was tired of pretending. Their destiny was tired of waiting. It became clear to them that the dinner was never about the police officer. It was never about them being guided by a stranger. It was about the universe showing them what they were avoiding, showing them that running from their feelings would not protect them. Running would only delay the connection that was meant to heal them. They realized that everything they were afraid to face was already inside them, and everything they were searching for was already inside you. Your soulmate felt a deep pull in their chest, the kind that doesn't ask for permission, a pull that doesn't care about fear, pride, ego, or past mistakes. Inside that quiet reflection, they turned toward the world outside, as if it might mirror what they were feeling within. Light moved across familiar spaces, ordinary and unchanged, yet perceived differently through the lens of emotion. Everything seemed slightly more vivid, not because something external had transformed, but because attention had shifted inward. Thoughts of connection arose naturally, carrying warmth, uncertainty, and remembrance all at once. They noticed how easily the mind can attach meaning to moments of stillness, how it tries to shape emotional intensity into certainty, when in reality, it is often processing unfinished feelings. Standing there, they became aware of how much had been carried alone, unspoken hopes, delayed conversations, and the quiet weight of wondering, what if? In that awareness, there was no dramatic revelation, only a gradual softening of resistance. The urge to assign a single narrative to everything began to loosen. Instead of trying to conclude what something meant, they simply allowed it to exist as part of their emotional experience. The name that surfaced in thought carried memory, not prediction, presence in recollection, not proof of return. And when emotion rose strongly enough to bring tears, those tears were not confirmation of destiny or outcome, but release, an overflow of internal pressure finally finding space to move. What remained afterward was a gentler state of being, where thoughts no longer demanded absolute answers and feelings were allowed to pass through without being turned into certainty. In that space, they began to understand that healing does not always arrive as clarity about others, but often as honesty with oneself about what is real, what is remembered, and what is still unfolding internally without needing to be resolved immediately. These were not tears of pain. These were tears of awakening. Tears that come when a heart finally stops lying to itself. Tears that come when the soul remembers who it belongs to. They remembered the way you listened to them without judgment. They remembered the way you supported them even when they didn't ask. They remembered the way you quietly carried their burdens without ever complaining. They remembered the way your presence made their world feel safe. And the truth hit them harder than anything the police officer said. They never found that feeling with anyone else. They never felt that depth, that connection, that peace with anyone else. And now, after ignoring it, avoiding it, hiding from it, they were finally ready to embrace it. They walked around their room restlessly, feeling their heartbeat rise again. It felt like something inside them was pushing them forward, urging them to take action. They grabbed their phone, held it tightly, and stared at your name on the screen. Their thumb hovered above the call button. They didn't call yet, but they didn't put the phone down either. Something inside them whispered, "It's time." And for the first time, they did not silence that voice. They kept imagining how it would feel to speak to you again. They imagined your voice. They imagined the way you would say hello. They imagined the relief they would feel just hearing your breath. But most importantly, they imagined the peace that would return when your connection healed. They knew that reaching out would not just be a message. It would be a doorway to forgiveness, to love, to clarity, to healing, to destiny. And destiny was no longer waiting quietly. It was pulling them, guiding them, leading them toward you with a force they couldn't resist even if they tried. Your soulmate felt something else too, something deeper. They felt the invisible protection that had surrounded them in the past 24 hours. They realized that the police officer was never just a police officer. They were a messenger, a reminder, a divine interruption, a soul placed in their path so they could understand what they were risking by pushing their emotions aside. The dinner showed them what they could lose, but it also showed them what they could gain. And the realization hit them with a force that made their knees weak. If they lose you, they lose something heaven handpicked for them. They walked to the mirror and looked at their own reflection. They did not see the same person from the day before. They saw someone who had grown overnight. Someone who had awakened. Someone who had finally seen the truth that had been knocking on their heart again and again. A truth they could no longer ignore. Their heart whispered another truth. You are the one who brings balance to their life. You are the one who brings comfort to their spirit. You are the one they silently depend on, even when their pride stops them from admitting it. You are the one their soul recognizes as home. And now, they were ready to return home. They took a deep breath, held the phone, and promised themselves something. They would not let fear win again. They would not let silence steal what destiny gave them. They would not allow doubt to destroy what heaven was trying to heal. They sat down again, closed their eyes, and allowed the universe to guide them. And in that moment, a wave of peaceful energy wrapped around them. They felt your presence even though you were far. They felt your energy moving toward them like a gentle embrace. They felt the connection binding your souls tighter than ever. And instead of running, they welcomed it. Your soulmate whispered softly to themselves, I need them. I choose them. I want them. I am ready. And with that whisper, everything shifted. Their hesitation melted. Their fear dissolved. Their confusion cleared. Their path opened. They didn't press the call button yet, but they will. Gradually, what you are sensing feels less like sudden certainty and more like an emotional momentum that is building quietly in the background of both your lives. There is a natural unfolding here that doesn't need urgency to prove its direction, and it doesn't require dramatic moments to be meaningful. Sometimes, connection evolves in ways that are not immediately visible, where thoughts are still forming and emotions are still being understood before anything is expressed outwardly. In that space, silence does not always mean absence, and delay does not always mean distance. Often, it simply reflects processing, timing, and the gradual alignment of inner readiness. You may notice yourself anticipating what comes next, trying to read signs, or assign meaning to pauses, but real clarity rarely arrives through pressure or prediction. It tends to emerge when both people are emotionally settled enough to communicate without confusion or hesitation. If something is meant to be expressed, it will find its natural moment without force, and if something is meant to grow, it will do so through consistency rather than intensity. What matters most right now is not assuming outcomes, but staying grounded in your own emotional balance while life continues to move at its own pace. There is value in allowing space for things to develop without attaching certainty to what has not yet been said or done. You are not required to rush toward interpretation or conclusions. Instead, you can observe the process with calm awareness and let understanding build gradually over time. As events unfold, you may find that what once felt uncertain begins to make more sense through lived experience rather than expectation. Stay open, stay steady, and allow communication to arrive in its own timing, without needing to define it before it naturally appears in its complete and honest form. Because clarity is often revealed in the moment it is truly ready to be shared.